Dave McClure, and we're here for the February 2009 Startup2Startup with Jeff V. And Jeff started out, was one of the founders of Adaptive Path.
That's right.
And then also, as a result of being at Adaptive Path, you created a product called MeasureMap that you guys then sold to Google, and you sold yourself with that product into Google, and then stayed a couple of years over there. So maybe can you tell us a little bit about what was your kind of experience getting Adaptive Path started and then making that transition into Google?
Sure. Well, Adaptive Path was a consulting company. Okay. So it was very different than I think most of the entrepreneurs out there with their product companies and things like that. So. But we started that company at what could have been probably the worst time in the .com era. It was.
So everything old is new again.
That's right. It was March.
Crappy now again.
It's all over again. Yeah. It was March of 2001.
So excellent timing.
Yeah. So just as we were getting started, it was September of 2001, and so so we learned. We frankly had a lot of discipline around building a company. A solid company in a tough time.
So you guys were probably very focused on revenue as a consulting company.
As a consulting company, yeah, it was all billable hours. And while we were there, we did a product. Yeah, I had always been kind of watching what Jason Fried and 37 Signals were doing with one eye, and very interested in blending a service company with a product company. And so I talked to my partners, and a couple of us kind of spun off and worked on that for a while. And the product we made was called MeasureMap, which is an analytics tool for blogs, which we spent about 9 months developing. And just as we were about to go into beta and just about to launch, we were approached by actually a few people, and Google was the one that acquired us at the time.
So Google bought you guys before you even launched.
Before we launched.
That's pretty cool, I think. Yeah. So what was the decision process in sort of both selling to Google, and then also you decided to go join Google as a result of that to help with that product?
Right. Well, that was because of the opportunity that was presented to us, which was the opportunity to take this startup that we were doing, which was kind of a new approach to analytics and more of a user-centered focus rather than a technology-centered focus, bring that to Google and work on a much larger stage. So when we got to Google, we started working on analytics, Google Analytics, which had been the Urchin product, And they were amazing with the technology and the scale of their technology. Really were seeking help with how people use the product and how people consume the data that was coming out, which was where our core competency was.
So you guys did sort of an overhaul in UI and rolled out sort of Google Analytics 2.0 or whatever. I don't know if that was official version number or not.
For Google Analytics it was, I think it was like Urchin 7 or something, but yeah, so we worked on that for a good solid year and got that out, and it was really successful, and it was a lot of fun. And
that product is now probably the default product for a lot of startups, and more than just startups in doing website analytics.
I think so. Yeah. In fact, I learned from startups about how they use it all the time, and it's been a really good feedback loop.
Anything that you can tell us about what you're cooking up for your next adventure?
Sure. We started a company called Small Batch. We've got a couple of developers now, and we're actually working on a few ideas. And one of the things that I've been most interested in is how the cost of getting started has come so low now. We're building everything on Amazon Web Services and Google App Engine and that sort of stuff, that we can experiment with a bunch of things to see both what we're really interested in building and what kind of gets a good attraction. And so we've got a few ideas that we have in the works. One of them we're going to launch in beta next week.
Really?
Yeah, it's called WikiRank.
WikiRank. You heard it here first.
That's right. WikiRank.com. It's we found that the Wikipedia, the guys that run the Wikipedia servers, make their web logs, the HTTP logs, available publicly.
And you know a little bit about.
We know a bit about parsing data and presenting it and providing research tools. So we're taking that data and kind of showing a trend analysis tool for what people are looking at, what's interesting. So you can see, big spikes in Barack Obama at inauguration time, and then you can do comparisons with that stuff, and then you can publish it out. So you can, do these sort of research topics, put them on your blog, put them on Facebook, that kind of stuff.
So tonight we're going to talk about design for startups, and you're going to reveal all of your secrets so that these people can create beautiful websites overnight.
Yes, exactly right.
Okay. Well, any tidbits for like what you think are most important to keep in mind when doing design for startups?
Yeah. Well, most of what I'm going to be talking about is how people talk about the problems that they have with their products.
Okay.
Because I think people look at their products all the time and are generally unsatisfied. That's why they keep working on them, keep trying to make them better. And most of them don't really have a vocabulary for, they say like, is the logo too big? That's a visual design problem, right? Or I can't seem to find the stuff I'm looking for. That's an information architecture problem. Okay. And I think by having a vocabulary about that, you can get teams to sort of talk about the subjective way they feel about their site in very objective ways. Okay. And that's incredibly important for very small teams that are collaborating very quickly. And I've always seen design is one of the things everybody has an opinion about, but nobody really knows what to do about it, how to fix it. They just know it when they see it. And I want to give people some tools to help them sort of figure out how to get over that.
So I hope we help fix some people's websites and give them some ideas for design tonight.
I hope so.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Take care.
Yep.